10 Typical Toraja Cultures. There are so many interesting Toraja cultures that are interesting to know. Some of them are as follows. 1. Rambu Solo. Rambu Solo is a Toraja-style funeral tradition. This tradition is carried out to honor and deliver spirits to the afterlife through a series of rituals and prayers. Rituals are carried out in the form of art performances, buffalo fights, to deliver the bodies. This tradition can last for several days according to the social status of the family that organizes Rambu Solo. The cost is not small. The richer a person is, the more expensive the funeral will be. 2. Tinggoro Tedong. Tinggoro Tedong is a death ceremony tradition. This is still included in a series of Rambu Solo ceremonies. In this ceremony, the buffalo slaughtering procession is carried out by slashing the buffalo's neck with one slash. According to the ancestral beliefs of the Toraja people, buffalo are mounts for dead spirits to travel to the afterlife. 3. Silaga Tedong. Silaga Tedong is a buffalo fighting event. This is one of the series of Rambu Solo events. The purpose of holding Silaga Tedong is to provide entertainment for bereaved families. In addition, this event became a venue for performances for the mourners who came. Buffalo fights are held on a wet and muddy field. Usually, in muddy rice fields. The buffaloes that are competed are selected buffalo with a certain type and the selling price is quite fantastic. 4. Sisemba. Sisemba is a tradition of foot fighting games carried out by children to adults. This tradition is carried out in the field or in the open at the time of celebrating the harvest. Usually, this game brings together two camps from two different villages. The participants consist of 2 people for each side. How to play: both camps move forward, then kick towards the opponent. Sounds brutal? Yes. Even so, there are referees whose job is to reprimand, intervene, and even stop the match if someone is injured or cheated. 5. Manene. Manene is a ceremony to change clothes and make up the bodies of families who have long been buried. This tradition is held every 3 years, after the big harvest in August. This tradition is carried out by removing the body from the coffin. After that, it was his children and grandchildren who cleaned it and dressed the body as if it were still alive. During the cleaning process, the men form a circle. They sing songs that symbolize the sadness and happiness of the body before it dies. The goal, so that the family left behind the body entertained. 6. Pemakaman Adat Toraja. The Toraja tribe has various types of burial places. There are cave burials, carved stone burials, hanging burials, tree burials, and so on. The most expensive is the carved stone cemetery. Therefore, only the bodies of the nobles were buried in carved stone cemeteries. This unique burial place in Toraja is the main attraction for tourists. 7. Rumah Adat Tongkongan. When visiting Toraja, one of the most easily recognizable characteristics is the Tongkongan traditional house. The shape of the roof that towers forward and backward is a characteristic of the Toraja tribe. The house is built on a pile of wood and is decorated with many red, black, and yellow carvings. There are 3 types of Tongkongan houses, namely Tongkonan Laok used for government, Tongkonan Pemberan owned by a family with certain authority, and Tongkonan Batu for ordinary families. 8. Rampo Bobo Bonang. This tradition is a ceremony to get married. The simplest way. The groom's family and the groom will visit the bride's family. Next, the parents of the bride will welcome them and a banquet will be held together. After that, the groom's family will return home. However, it is the groom who will remain at the bride's house. 9. Rampo Karoang. Rampo Karoang is a wedding tradition too. The difference, only at the banquet only. Before the banquet, the groom's entourage will be asked to wait first in the barn. 10. Rampo Alo. Rampo Alo is the most luxurious wedding ceremony. Wedding celebrations can be done several days with a fairly lively event. Therefore, this type of ceremony was only performed by nobles or families of high social status. Although Toraja culture only exists in Tana Toraja, the story of the tradition is actually worldwide. Indeed, the traditions smell mystical. However, it is precisely this cultural wealth that we must protect as part of Indonesian culture.